Good afternoon, everyone. This is Kret with Incredible Air Guns of Georgia. Today, I'm going to do something a little different. I'm going to share something out of my personal life with you to get your feedback on it. Now, while air gunning does take up a large portion of my time, I also have other hobbies and jobs. One of my other hobbies is riding motorcycles. This, currently getting the battery charged up for a ride, is one of my motorcycles. It's a Honda CB 1000R. And it's fast, but I don't typically go out just to be running up and down the road as fast as I can. Recently, while traveling up to a job site where I was doing a little renovation, trying to make some time up, and also I'd had the motorcycle, I'd had a lot of work done on it, and the guy that did the work on it told me would have no problem keeping to the road straight and narrow at speed. So I was doing a little bit of feeling it out to see if all the work had been done right, and I got a speeding ticket. Now here is the speeding ticket, and as you see, it is written up as speeding 121 in a 55. This was by Cherokee Sheriff's Office, Cherokee County. And as you see, there are nothing else in there, no reckless driving or endangerment or anything like that. Up to now, my knowledge was that if you are cited for speeding, you're going to have to pay the speeding ticket. If you decide to fight the ticket in court, then of course you're going to have to appear in court and defend yourself. Well, here's how this shit went down. While traveling on a 2-lane road and plagued by a line of cars that were just below the speed limit, to say the least, I entered into a double-lane section of the road, which I know from being familiar with the road is one of 3 places on this trip that you can make a pass. The other 2 of which are just a single dotted line on double-lane roads where you normally meet traffic. Now, once I got here, the traffic all went this way, and so I went to overtake the traffic. And so I gave it the throttle and boogied on around them, and there were about 7. There were 2 more up here, which at this point I thought I could probably get them too, but that's when I saw this guy sitting here. And I tapped the brakes, and before he even had time to turn sirens or blue light on, I went ahead and pulled into this, which is a church parking lot. He did nothing more than just pull across the street, basically. No chasing me or anything like that. After talking with the cop, he said he was going to leave it up to the magistrate to decide whether or not I was recklessly driving. At which point I asked, was I recklessly driving? He said, well, you seem to be in control to me. Of course, if I was doing 121 miles an hour and got stopped and pulled off the side of the road safely, having to negotiate traffic, I feel like I was pretty much in control as well. So I started worrying about this because it was a little bit high, and he told me that most people doing this fast went to jail, which sort of blew my mind. I had no idea. But, I accepted the ticket and went on my way. So later on, I decided to look into what I should do, if there was anybody out there with any advice on what I should do about this before the time came to go to court or time to pay my fine, which typically, I was expecting a high fine. I honestly assumed it would be 1,000 or better, and but I had no idea that there would be any problems other than paying the fine before court date. Well, upon an internet search, I came across this place called the Ticket Clinic, a law firm, and I contacted them, told them the situation. The guy that helped me was like, well, hey, that's a pretty steep one, but we'll do what we can. This is the deal. We guarantee we'll get you either totally dismissed or down to the point, get it reduced to the point where you won't lose points off your license. Great. $565. Okay, so a couple days later when I had the money, I called him back and paid him, and they took on their job. And then I got this notice from them. And this notice reads that basically this has been taken on as a criminal offense, a misdemeanor, but nonetheless the state has picked this up and they're offering me a plea bargain of 12 months, 10 days to serve, balance on probation, 6 hours Georgia approved defensive driving course, and no moving violations while on probation, plus $565. Coincidence? I don't know. But this is, after researching a little further, the full penalty the law would allow on this, which blew my mind. I've never heard any such thing as jail time coming from a simple speeding ticket. Now, granted, had I been doing something extremely crazy, weaving in and out of traffic, popping wheelies, ran from the law, any of that, you would expect it to be a criminal offense. But not just speeding, not written up by the officer as just speeding, blew my mind, beside myself. I didn't know what to think. And seeing how this is the full penalty that the law will allow, I say the ticket clinic did not live up to their end of the bargain. Upon contacting them, I was told, oh, no, we only guarantee those circumstances if you're within 20 miles over the speed limit, which I was not told by my advisor. And he realized that and felt really bad, but nonetheless couldn't give me my money back. So that's one downside to it. Now I have hired a lawyer from the area, and while he has not given me much hope that the probation will be done away with or lessened in any way, he has tried to make me feel comfortable that he can probably get the jail time reduced or done away with, which 10 days, I mean, come on. I'm not a young kid out here doing this. You know, I'm an old man. I'm 50 years old. I was in total control of the vehicle, was in total control of myself. I stopped without hassle, didn't give up chase or anything like that. I feel this is pretty stern for the circumstances. Let me know what you think. Please share this video with anybody you think that it might concern or would care to comment or give an opinion on this. I'm awaiting trial. It's really worrying me sick. This is quite possibly could ruin me. As I mentioned earlier, I have other jobs I do. I build custom cabinets. This is something I'm working on right now. And this is my little shop behind my house. If I lose my license, that would be bad. My insurance increase is going to be bad. Now, just so you know, I haven't just sat around doing nothing. Here is the completed driver improvement certificate. I took care of that, and hopefully that is going to help me out on a little bit of this. But nonetheless, I don't know how it is in your state, but in the state of Georgia, probation of any kind is basically to generate revenue. Typically, it's hard to get off probation once you're on probation. They like to find ways to keep you on. And not only that, but I imagine it's going to be next to impossible for me to do any video coverage inside the courtroom. So pretty much whatever they do in the courtroom, there's nobody there to give their discrepancy on what's fair, what's not. It's basically up to the judge, and the judge, I have heard, is very hard on these type things. My luck, right? Anyhow, won't take up any more of your time. Just needed to share that. And if you could please give a like and subscribe, and let me know in the comments what your take on it is. What do you think should happen to someone doing that much over the speed limit, regardless of the circumstances? As always, we appreciate it, and we'll see you on the next video. Thank you.